about to set this one right. We about to do this for all the kids, the mothers, the fathers, the brothers, the sisters. You know, the regular.
KWTN 100.9 FM. This is the REZ Ride coming to you live from the KWTN studios in beautiful uptown Winnebago. Happy New Year 2025 to all our listeners. If you are on terrestrial radio 100.9 FM, welcome aboard. Also, don't forget we are also on our YouTube channel broadcasting live, and you can join us here in the studio. Go to YouTube, search for That Fire Though, THO, and you will see us broadcasting live, and you can jump in and join in. I'm your host today, of course, MC BKC, and I'm joined live in the studio by
DJ Besame
and
DJ Sharon,
Ride-Eyed Redhorn, and
Yeah, guaranteed. All right.
yes, guaranteed. Happy New Year, you guys.
Yes.
Is it a new year for you? If you're thinking about it, have you started some new things? Not necessarily resolutions, but just kind of making something different for this year?
I did. Yep. For sure.
I did too, yeah. So do you want to clue us in, or is it a secret?
It's kind of private. No, it's fine. It's not. No,
That's between me and my doctor.
That's right.
Yikes.
No, but here's the one. Okay, so you guys, Sharon and Brian, you guys travel on together a lot, right?
Yes.
And one of the things that just irks me is the phone, and I'll be driving, so I can't text and drive, right?
Right.
I mean, that's the rule.
Do not text and drive, no.
But my significant other, Ashley, she's over there on Facebook just scrolling.
Yes.
Okay? So
I get it. I understand that.
It just bothers the heck out of me. And so she said, all right. No. I said this. When I'm driving, there's no scrolling. We just enjoy one another, listen to some music,
Sure.
talk about. You can answer your text message, or you can, check your mail, or, all this and that.
Yeah.
But you cannot scroll. You know what she hit me with? She said, fine, but you know what really bothers me is when the first thing you do and you get up in the morning and you start scrolling. So I had to make a compromise, but that's the one.
I know what you're talking about, because when I'm driving, I have to say it that way. I'm driving, and I'm pretty much by myself, and there's nothing else, and no one ever says anything, and, it's just how it is. So I get it. I very much get it.
In my defense, I do have to say, because his driving makes me get anxiety.
Oh, whatever.
Really bad. So if I'm looking at my phone, then I don't have to see how we're tailgating a car, or how rocks are flying at my windshield, or
whatever.
And somebody's in his way, he's like zooming in and out of cars. And do you know that feeling, that anxiety, and you're like stomping on your fake brakes or whatever you call them, and sitting there, just really trying to hold on. Yes. Okay.
You're just supposed to hold the shotgun. That's all you're supposed to do, right? When you sit on that.
Yes, exactly. And to that point, I'm the best driver she knows. And it's also, I know how to drive. And so I do have to, and I say that wholeheartedly. I mean, it's more than admitting it. I guess I'll say I claim it. I am an aggressive driver, because if you're going to drive slow, stay on that side of the road. Get out of my way, and I'll leave you alone.
Yeah.
But if you do everything you can to get in front of me, and then you slow down, then we're gonna have a problem, because that happens all the time on the interstate.
Road rage is
Yes, when you're on
And
the
then
interstate.
there I am in the passenger seat, squeezing the seat, clenching.
The seat is hickeyed up.
Dang. All right, DJ Besame, what you got?
For me, so like everybody knows that, I'm pretty unpunctual, you would say. Like I just, time is a man-made type of thing, it's a concept that came from man, so I don't know. No, I'm just kidding. But I woke up super early this morning, and I was just so proud of myself. So
Yeah,
starting off the year right.
Day
and
one,
just-
yeah.
Yes, definitely with that. And so here on the REZ RIDE KWT and 100.9 FM, of course, we started off with Lauryn Hill, Everything is Everything. And I like the line that she started off with, after winter must come spring, because we're in the dead of winter right now. And if you don't know, here in Winnebago, we woke up to a blanket of fresh fallen white snow
Yes.
all over.
Yeah.
And so it is definitely winter, and so I wanted to put that line. And so we're going to kind of be cruising through the nearness of the turn of the century in today's playlist, guys, today. So if you don't know, for some reason, this is the one and only Lenny Kravitz with Are You Gonna Go My Way, and we're going to continue on with that
I used
today.
to love this music video.
Yes.
And one of the things that I found out was like his drummer was a female. She had the
Yes.
afro and stuff. That was freaking awesome.
Yep.
Blew my
absolutely.
mind, man. I was watching it in high school. Crazy.
Yes, and of course, kind of like the singular lights all up the wall
Yeah.
behind her. And
Wasn't
stuff
that
like
cool?
That. Yes, it was, because it still lives in my mind. However, I don't even know, when did this song come out?
It had to be in the 90s.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it had
Yeah.
to be in the 90s. I don't remember when, but I know like mid 90s he was like
Well,
on
into
the
the
chart,
2000s
yeah.
as well and stuff. I remember the very first time I can say that I heard him was all the way back in 1990 when Madonna released Justify My Love.
Uh-huh.
He wrote that, and then of course there's a guy singing in the background, and it's him.
Oh,
Because
okay.
I was like, who is that? And I didn't know Lenny Kravitz at the time, so this is 1990.
Yeah.
And so and he came forward from that. Yeah, he blew up in the 90s, all over the early 2000s, out in the scene today. And of course, most famously known, his mom was Roxy Roker, who played on The Jeffersons. She was, God, what was their name? The couple next door. He was white, she was black. Oh my God, what was their last name?
On
Do
the
you remember
Jeffersons, a little bit before my time.
They're
I
they're
don't-
the neighbors.
I don't know that I ever really watched it.
Yeah, of course, Florence was the maid. You know, George and Wheezy were the Jeffersons, and their neighbors in the apartment building. Oh my gosh! But anyway, Roxy Roker was his mom,
Oh, okay.
so she passed away. But at the same time, yeah, Lenny Kravitz all through the 2000s, and yes, we have to love it. So here we're talking about road rage, are we? And then are we going to change that in 2025?
Man,
Probably
I'm-
not.
I think
No.
there needs to be a holiday called Holiday Rage, man, because I'm glad. I'm so glad that it's done. You know
I'm
what I
right
mean?
there with
That-
you, me too.
Yes.
Yes, for
Yes.
real, man. That is
Yeah.
kind of a little too much this year, you know?
Yeah, I
Yes.
think so
To
too.
that point,
We-
yes, we're starting in early.
yeah,
so-
bring that.
Yes.
Cracking a cold one with the boys.
Man. Other than that, though, the main thing is you got to keep reminding yourself it's about family,
Yes.
checking
Yeah.
out
Yep.
your relatives, checking on one another and everything. But holy smokes, man, this one was probably the worst in my 43 years of existence. And I'm like,
It was very odd, I have to say that, and I think it's because it kind of came up quickly, even though you know it's coming.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden it's here.
Yeah.
And then it was on a Wednesday, which kind of threw it out even
Yeah,
more. It was so
yeah.
weird because we were talking, and I was with the other staff members, and of course Bessamy before we got started, of course. And I said that was the quickest week ever.
it was, huh?
It was just like.
Yes. Just blinked. and
Boom.
Yeah.
And here it is, done and over with. And now some
Yeah.
people might say differently, but it was like, oh my gosh. So
And then your New Year's, like the Wednesday, New Year's Day was like weird. Like,
Yeah.
what in the world is this?
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, where am I at? Because it felt like a Friday.
Yeah.
I actually didn't. I thought today was like a Tuesday. It felt like a Tuesday and stuff. And I
Yeah,
was
the
like,
days are definitely mixed up. I agree with you on that. And so you actually did a gig on New Year's, didn't you?
yeah, I did a couple of them and stuff. They went pretty good, you know.
Nice.
And counted it down. I just kind of made my own show, you know. It was called the New Year's Show, and
Sure.
did some. Started at 6 with the 60s, went into the 70s,
Okay.
80s, 90s, and then counted it down. Man, it was pretty cool.
It's kind of, in a strange way, it's a good thing, I have to say, but also the crowds are usually in those time periods.
Yeah.
Because the 60s
Yeah.
was people that are now very much in their later stages of, the age groups. And so they're not necessarily going to stay out till the wee hours. And so they want to hear their own music. And then it kind of, I'm just saying the age
Yeah.
groups kind of go along with the clock. So,
Hey, so are you doing two first?
sure.
I mean,
Yeah, a little bit today. Yeah. I'm not.
because you got another Lenny. Is this
Yeah,
another
Lenny
Lenny one?
Kravitz, yes, Fly Away. And like I
Oh.
said, we're going to be floating
Thirsty
in
Thursday.
and around, not
Two-first.
There you go.
necessarily the year 2000, but somewhere in the realm. That's what today is about.
So it went back to back.
Yeah, I
What-
love
what's this one
song.
called? This
Fly
one-
Away.
Why wait?
Wasn't it one of this like post office theme song or something like that? Or the
It was used many times, yeah.
UPS theme song or something like that in a commercial?
Probably, yep.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, very good stuff like that. And I have to say, New Year's Eve for us this year was very odd because typically, I mean, we never really have any solid plan other than work for years. I mean, in our previous life and stuff like that, New Year's Eve was never a thing because we were working. It was part of a promo or, putting on something else, and that was just kind of our life. So having one to ourselves was very odd.
Yeah, or I babysit now.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, but yeah, it just didn't happen that way, and we were without grandchildren and children, and
didn't work.
Yeah.
Wow, so it's really quiet, huh?
Yeah.
Well, we were still out, but it was just like, it. I don't want to be the when it was like another night.
Yeah.
And I know it is, and some people were sitting there getting really, really carried away and stuff, but whatever. But we did end up going to the casino for a little bit, and I was literally sitting next to the guy that won a grand jackpot.
Oh, no, really?
Yes.
On 50 cents.
On Dragon Links or something?
Yes.
Yep.
Oh, man, are you serious?
$14,000 on a 50-cent
And
bet.
he just said, I got it.
Yeah.
And I heard him say he got it.
And I was like, what?
Did you watch it?
No, I was, because he didn't make any, and it's like he was playing, and then he had his volume turned down, so that was kind of part of it as well. But he just said it, and it was relatively quiet, you know. I got it, and I was like, what? And then I looked, and I seen the screen, and I was like, holy.
It was all full. And then it was just a real little... 50 cents.
The actual bonus he got was like barely $20.
Oh, wow.
But he nailed them all and stuff.
Dang. And then I think we got some other winners and stuff, you know what I mean? Your relative, she walked away with a couple G's and stuff, you know what I mean?
Auntie Beach.
Really?
Sorry,
All
dude.
right.
I know, we ain't saying any names.
Let me borrow.
There'll be signs. No. No, but it was on a scratch ticket, huh?
Yes, and that's what's really cool about it. It's like those ones that, the bingo kind.
Okay.
And she hit on that one that pays out the most. And
wow. That's
got
really
like the
good.
X.
Yeah,
X
I got
bingo.
some scratch tickets, those $20 scratch tickets, and got a couple tens from, Dewey gets not a shopper, so he got a scratch ticket. Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
No winners.
Wow.
Yep.
Yeah, you would think if he got $20, maybe another ticket.
Yeah.
Yeah, nothing.
I recently, they have those like fun fives or something like that, and they're $5 each, so I spent a 20 on them. I didn't win nothing. I won $5
Oh, I
out
thought
of
you was
it.
going to say she
Yeah.
won something.
No, I was thinking I was going to get lucky, but no.
I know that, what is it, Angelo? Didn't he win a car down, he bought a scratch ticket in Walt Hill and won a Ford truck.
Really?
Wow.
The
Yeah.
trucks and bucks or whatever that thing is.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
Oh,
Could
wow.
you imagine? You know, so I know a couple people that hit big on those things and stuff. I know Ashley does them when she's bored on a drive and stuff. Stop at a gas station, grab them. But what is the one hit in California? That big,
there's Powerball and Mega Millions. The Mega Millions was 1 point something billion.
Yeah.
And one winner in.
Did they come forward?
Not yet. Not that I know.
Really?
And then last year, you remember there was another one that was like 1.7. That winner finally came forward, and of course they were left in, anonymous and stuff like that. But almost a year later, so they took their time.
That's what they said. If you win, don't
announce.
Yeah.
Because people will come out of the woodwork. There's even like death threats and all this other kind of stuff. Yeah.
Jeez.
I used to believe that they should announce it, whatever else, but of course now I get it. I do. Because there's so many freaks out there, and they just ruin it. The other thing I have to say too is I honestly believe that they should change the law that if you hit one of those, then you don't have any tax. Because it's like if you won $1 billion, but you're only getting like 400 million. I don't know, only 400 million, but it's like, what's wrong with that? It's like the state did nothing.
Yeah.
And they get more than you do.
Right.
So I think
how does that work for the Reds though?
It would be the same.
It would. So if I win a jackpot, if I won the $1 billion here and I live on the Reds, I still get taxed. The state tax?
Yep, because it's a state-run thing.
Is it really?
Yes. Yep. You would
Even
have
though
to
I'm
be paid.
state exempt or whatever, tax exempt.
Nope, because you would have to be paid at the lottery office.
Yeah, you have to go
in
to their office.
Lincoln. And so, yep.
Wow.
That's what I mean. It's like change the law. Just change it.
Yeah.
It's like those people are like 1 in a billion.
Yeah.
Let those few lucky people have their money and let them be free.
Well, not like they're going to be hurting for any money with 40 billion anyway, or 40 million anyway.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, it's like, that's kind of a downer. It really is. You know, it's like you could be a billionaire, but you paid, 500 million in taxes.
You know, they're sounding like,
I know. So
It has to be like somebody that needs it though, right? Because you're giving your last hope. You're at a
Sure.
gas station. You're like, I've been playing it for years. Or do you think it's the people that don't need the money? Like,
No,
I'll just turn it
most
in
of
when
the time they need it.
yeah. It's, I don't know. It's just one of
Well,
those things.
I guess not really need it, but if they
Yeah.
waited a full year or two
Well, that
to
one
claim it.
big one was down in Lincoln. Remember that one? The meat packing crew. They went in. There was like 12 of them.
Yeah.
And they won it. You know what I mean? I forgot how many millions they won, but
Yeah.
some of them just quit their jobs, but a lot of them stayed working.
Yeah, because it's you never know and stuff like that. I think that would be a good trivia thing to actually dig into, because have all of the grand jackpots been claimed? Because they don't know who buys the ticket, and of course occasionally there's stories about, okay, the winner came forward, they're anonymous, blah blah blah, but through time, have any of them been unclaimed? Because I think you do only have 1 calendar year from the drawing to come forward and claim. So have any of them ever just been left, like somebody bought a ticket, lost it?
Dang.
Could you imagine that? It's like, does that exist? You should
Wow.
ask Google that someday and find out, try that. So before this, we had Houston with I Like That, and now this is Lil Flip featuring Leah with Sunshine on the REZ RIDE, KWTN 100.9 FM, and we're talking about good things for 2025. I can't say that I've ever done resolutions outright, simply because it's like, well, if you're going to make a decision, you don't need to do it necessarily on New Year's Day. But I do know some people like to change things, and that's kind of where we started from. And I definitely have thought about it, because when I woke up today, I felt different. I don't know what it was. Maybe it was seeing the snow, and even though I saw it last night, because I was up prepping the next Midnight Love, and it was late, and I looked out the window, and when I started, it was dry. And then when I quit, it was like, oh, it snowed.
I was asleep.
Yeah, she was asleep.
sometimes you'll get those notifications of like expected snow,
Yeah.
and then it doesn't snow. So I didn't know if it was gonna snow or not. Didn't wake up to the big sheet of
Well,
white
then,
snow.
what was it on Friday or whatever the other day when we were supposed to get it, and then we got like nothing.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah.
Even the girl on TV was like, I'm sorry, guys. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, just one of those things. And so I'm glad that we didn't get, too much whatever else. And like I said, I do not mind it at all. I think it's pretty, especially in the morning, like it's on all the trees and all that kind of stuff. If the road is clear, I'm all good. I'm all good. Snow all you want, 25 feet of snow, I don't care. Just keep the road clear. It's just one of those things. But in 2025, I hope that there's a lot of good things that happens for everybody out there. Of course, everyone here at KWTN 100.9 FM, all of our DJs, and we're going to be bringing you guys some amazing new shows all throughout the year. Of course, Midnight Love is my other show, which happens on Fridays with the new show. And so this coming Friday, we're going to have episode 57, or is it 56? 57, I think.
57.
And, yes, and it is going to be the Slow Jam Volume 4, the 1990s Part 1. So I put that together over the holiday break. There's a Part 1 and Part 2, and it's all songs from the 90s. It's a slow jam, so there's no specific thing. It's just if you were listening in the 1990s, it's going to be a song that you're going to like. And so Part 1 is going to be
So I have to
Friday.
bust MC BKC out.
okay, let's do it.
He was very productive over his time off,
Oh, okay.
and I was very proud of him. He so he has one of the kids' old bedroom that he has set up with his computer and all his music and whatever. He cleaned it, he organized it, and
It's ready to roll, huh?
yeah, I was
Nice.
just like, wow.
There you go.
Didn't know he had. This is a new MC BKC that I'm seeing here.
Cool.
Savannah's room, and so Savannah, and the bed is usable.
Yeah, because he just throws stuff
Yeah,
on the bed,
before it
throws
was
stuff
just
on the
like,
bed,
you know how
and
that-
I think he cleaned out her stuff out of her drawers
Yes.
and put his clothes away in the drawers. and I thought he was actually going to move out of our room. But he didn't.
No. Well, I said that because I told Christina and them over there. I said I've been threatening it for a long time to actually try to straighten some of it up.
Yeah.
And it's like, I mean, it's like we have to declutter.
Yes.
It's
I
really
know, man. The clothes, crazy,
yes.
man. I tell you what.
Yes.
I tell you what. And did you watch my Netflix? Did you guys?
I didn't get to yet.
I'm gonna
Not
ask
yet.
you every week. I'm gonna tell you watch it and stuff. It's gonna blow your mind.
I wish I did before the holiday.
What is it
No, I'm
called?
just kidding.
Some kind of shopping conspiracy or something like that. You gotta watch it, man.
Okay.
It's gonna make you like, what? Are you serious? What you got on right now, man? I like this.
This is Adele with "Oh My God."
Is it a newer one or is it an older one?
Newer, yeah. It's
Wow,
not
she's
brand
bumping.
new. Yeah.
I like this.
Oh, I love Adele, and like I said, we're gonna be floating through, and then so we're not, necessarily stuck in one place. But yeah, I love this. I like it. Yes.
Yeah, I do. What is it called?
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Yep. There's been some remixes to this too, but I don't know. I just like the original. This is somebody I do want to see in concert someday.
3,200
Oh
for
my
a
God,
ticket.
That's
Oh
the
my goodness.
reason
Are
why.
you serious?
3,200. We tried.
Her residency.
Woo, man, that's crazy. Yeah, that's why she's giving hugs to like Celine Dion and stuff like that. They're the only ones that could afford her tickets,
Wow.
You gotta be a mega fan. 3,200, like, can you imagine what you can buy a car for?
You got to be a mega winner.
Something, man. 3,200.
Yes, the mega bucks. No, I love Adele. I do. Someday I hope to see her. And so I know that I don't know is her residency done?
I
Because
think
it was kind of piecemeal.
Yeah. I'm not sure. I wouldn't mind. What's the one? Bruno Mars.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Bruno Mars.
I seen that. He's going to be doing a residency, right?
Yeah.
I think Bruno's got an amazing voice. I think he's an excellent performer. And so I would love to see his show. And so I know he toured, and I don't know if I know anybody that actually went to one.
Did you guys go see him?
Bruno Mars?
Yeah.
No, remember he was down in Lincoln.
Yeah.
In Kansas City when Savannah was down there too, I remember.
Yeah, I would love to see him, man.
Yeah, I would love to see that. But yep, definitely one of the things for 2025 that we quote unquote resolved was to hit more events. Because
There you go.
yeah, and that's really got to be a thing, because I seen a few other people posting that as well on their social media and stuff, because it's about the experiences that you make. And there was one quote that I saw, and I don't remember all of it, but it was about the clock is ticking, so go do it now. That was essentially what I took out of it, and I was like, yes, it is. So get your life, girl. So however that, and of course that was Adele, OMG, and now this is throwing it all the way back to the mid 1990s. This is Adina Howard, Freak Like Me.
So I got a question for you, guaranteed.
Okay, let's do it.
Okay, so if you and Ashley were driving somewhere and she said, well, I'm going to drive, how would you be with that?
Yes, please do.
For real?
Yeah.
Because he can't handle me driving.
What?
Yeah, he's like, he says
You
I
get
make
motion
him.
sickness?
No, it's someone's not paying attention.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, she wants to tell the story that I'm nervous or whatever else. I am literally, watch out for the person, look out for the dog.
Yeah.
Somebody's
He's
turning.
just the backseat driver.
No,
That curve came out of nowhere.
Yeah, and it's like, so when you sit there and you
Okay,
actually
so-
have nicked up rims,
I don't
Nicked up
hit,
rims.
I don't hit curbs.
they hit me.
Yes.
I don't break rims.
Don't point at me.
You
was
broke
looking at
the
me,
rim on
BKC.
the blue van when we were headed to see Mariah Carey. You slid into the curb and then broke the rim, literally. Anyway, we're just going to let that one go.
That was in this time of year. It literally was snowing cats and dogs, fluffy white cats and dogs, and we slid into the curb.
But if we was going the speed limit,
But we were going to miss the plane. Anyway.
okay.
So,
Gotta meet each other halfway.
yes. And at the same time, yeah. So one time in 4,000 years.
The potholes up in Sioux City. One time we was going to, I don't even know where we were going, but my boys' dad was driving, and he was kind of going fast. I think it was like a 25 mile per hour area, and he was probably going 35. We hit a pothole, and then pretty soon you just hear, tuk, 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 but then like our little rim just went rolling. It literally came off our tire.
Oh my God.
And it just rolled, and like it kind of was like rainy and stuff, and we ended up never finding it though. Like it just rolled away.
Wow.
There's, sometimes there's things that are unavoidable, and I feel really bad for, because I've seen people, like you're saying, truly damage their vehicle and whatever else. And I think I remember like years and years ago, literally when he moved there, Jules left here and moved out to Seattle, and he had a Nissan Sentra, and it was a little bitty car back then, not like how, they're bigger nowadays and stuff. But I remember he said he was pulling off the exit to wherever he was going to turn, hit a pothole, totally destroyed his tire, his rim, and everything else, and actually didn't have a car like for weeks and weeks, and he just got there. Didn't even have a job yet, and and stuff like that. And so
it's crazy because the car was a Nissan Sentra. It was.
So we were driving down in Omaha one day, and the potholes were so bad.
Oh my God.
They were just like somebody dotted the road.
Dang.
And they were just like all washed out, and trying to drive
you could
through
not
that,
avoid.
You had to hit it.
Wow.
And there was still cars going through, but it was bad, so we never took that road again.
Yeah, that was actually, I want to say, in the spring of 2020, because it like snowed and ice stormed like really super hard for a long time and whatever. So the trucks were basically scraping, and what they ended up doing was breaking the concrete.
Yeah.
So that was actually Military Ave on the north side of Walmart of Omaha, because it comes from that Walmart area there. And I mean we turned on it, the road was fine, but when we turned and you couldn't see it, you couldn't avoid it, because then the rest of the traffic's coming. So I actually joked on that because I follow a page from Omaha. It's something about driving, whatever, and I said that the Military Avenue Strut Busters, and everybody like went off, oh my God, yes. And it was like, yeah, they had to totally redo that area of road and whatever. It was like bad. I mean, it was worse than a dirt road.
Yeah,
absolutely worse.
Definitely.
Because I felt so bad because we had that van, and I was like, oh, my poor van, and everyone was slowing down, but still
you couldn't see it until you were just there.
Yeah, right there, huh?
Yeah,
that's the worst.
Yeah,
man, the rocks. You know what I mean? You see the rocks coming, there's nothing you can do. You know, it's just like. I think everybody has a broken windshield, right?
I do, yeah. Right now, yeah.
There's no.
Sharon's
you're
got
from
a really
Nebraska.
big star on hers.
Yeah.
So that one, what was it? A semi? I can't remember. Yeah. Just threw it, of course. And then a long time ago, in the red one, she actually broke the sunroof.
I still can't explain that.
Wow.
So I was coming from Emerson, and I took the highway out, and then the first dirt road to go to our Homer.
Yeah.
And so I was driving. It's open, and I was in the middle of nowhere. No cars coming either way. Then all of a sudden, I heard like the and then I heard like glass dropping, and I was like, "What is that sound?" So I hit the sunroof, and it started opening, and it was busted. It was all shattered.
What the heck?
I can't explain it.
No cars, no trucks, no nothing.
Space debris.
That's what I thought is like, did something
wonder.
actually drop out of the sky?
Yeah.
And it just happened to be there, because it's like.
Seems like it's kind of coming a lot more nowadays.
Maybe.
You see that the other day?
But that was really expensive to replace that.
Yes, it was.
So I got an update for you guys.
Yeah,
You guys talking
okay.
about experiences and stuff? I typed in Adele concert, right?
Okay.
And then it says Treasure Island. You know where Treasure Island
Sure.
is up there in
Yes.
Red Wing?
Yes.
So I was just like, oh, cool. So February 27th, Thursday. It's a Thursday. It's always Adele and stuff. And I was like, no way, man. And the prices are crazy, like $30. And then I kept reading it and stuff. It says always Adele. It's a tribute show. I'm like, oh man, Sarah Stallman brings Adele's iconic vocals and British So, man. But if you're talking about experiences too, I'm going to give a shout out to our very own One Vegas Casino.
Yes.
They're having this weekend, they got a name. His name is Tony something, but he's an Elvis.
The Elvis.
Yeah.
I see that.
Oh, it's Tony Rocker. That's his name.
Okay.
Award-winning Elvis impersonator. That's going to be this Saturday.
Okay.
And the tickets are free.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I think you just got to reserve
We
them.
went through that a couple of years ago. They were having tributes. Remember, we went to Prince, and we were going to the. They were good.
Were they pretty good?
Yeah.
Yeah, they were decent.
For the Prince ones? I mean, that's a tough one. He was okay?
You know, no one can replicate his voice entirely,
Yeah.
but it was close.
It was entertaining.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I watched the documentary on Elvis. I'm a fan, man. You know,
absolutely.
I would probably check him out. And then the other one too is Ruben. What's his name?
Stuttered.
I thought it was Stutterfield or something like that. But Ruben, do you remember Ruben?
Yeah.
From American Idol?
Yes.
Yeah, he won American Idol and everything and
Season
stuff
two.
like.
Yep.
He's gonna do a tribute to Luther Vandross on February 14th.
Really?
Valentine's night.
Wow.
Take Bay, hit up Bay. You know what I mean? If you don't have a Bay, there you go, guys.
You got time.
Yeah, man.
Where's that at?
It's gonna be at One Vegas.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And is that one free or?
I'm not sure if that one's gonna be free or not and stuff, you know. But they used to do that Love Is a Battlefield. That was a great event and stuff. But One Vegas, man. You know,
Just doing it right, yeah.
hook it up. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, shoot, head him up.
Absolutely. So the song we had before this was Candy with a K, Don't Think I'm Not. That was a throwback, excuse me, to the 2000 era after I coughed all over this microphone. And then, of course, now this is Karen White with Hunger. So on KWTN 100.9 FM, of course, we have other programming. Midnight Love comes to you every night at 10 p.m. with the new shows debuting on Fridays. And like I said, episode 57, Slow Jam Volume 4, 90s Part 1 is going to be coming to you tomorrow night. And then replays every night at 10 p.m. And then, of course, All Requests Live hosted by our very own DJ Besame. And we have a new number one or no?
Returning from the last episode from last year. I'm just kidding. But
There
that
you go.
was
So
the
2024.
So 2024. Night Shift, the Commodores, holding
Yes.
it down for another week.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that's a good song, though, of course.
Can you
they're-
believe it's 2025?
Yes.
What happened? It was this 2000s. Remember
I
the
know.
Y2K bug?
Yes.
25 years later, here we are. Crazy, man.
2025.
It was just 1990, like last year. No?
Quarter of a century went by,
Like
man.
5 years
In the
ago.
blink of an eye.
When you think about
I know.
that, oh my gosh, you're getting old.
Yes,
Not
I am.
eternally not. But yes, of course, All Requests Live every Thursday from 11 to 1 p.m. Dial or text 402-922-3347 to request your song, send out dedications, birthday shout-outs, or if you just want to hear a song, get a hold of DJ Besame and she'll get a radio-friendly version on for you. Also, don't forget about Baby Bison Beats. Where is MC Ash McCash?
She'll be back next week.
Okay, is enjoying her holiday. I know the high school students, they are still not yet back, correct?
No, I don't think they're back yet, but they're playing some basketball and stuff. I think there's a
Yeah.
game today, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Is that the holiday tournament, or did they already play the holiday
I think
tournament?
that's over.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
I'm
I
not
think
even
that was
sure.
over the break, I
Oh,
think.
okay.
But they do have a game today, and then we actually will be live streaming the next home game on January 10th against Winside.
Oh, okay.
And that's also Fan Appreciation Night with Ho Chunk Inc. So
Yep,
that'll
so
be
Baby
next
Bison Beats, yes, so she will be returning for that. And then, of course, don't forget about the Big Hour, which happens every Friday, Wednesday, and Monday. And each of the DJs takes you down the path of musical righteousness. And we will bring in 2025 with an entirely new lineup of topics and themes. Is that how you want to say it?
Yes.
Yes, because there were some holiday cuts that went out, and they were
Yep.
pretty good. I like that. But the holidays are over. Put Mariah away.
Yep.
Let her
Oh.
back into the freezer.
Yep.
Yes, and so there she goes. And then also don't forget about the Friday Night Hot Mix with the very own DJ Blue. DJ Blue was also busy on New Year's Eve, if I'm not mistaken. I think he did one of the casinos up north, if I'm not mistaken.
Fort Randall, yeah.
Yeah.
Fort
Did
Randall.
you really?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Rock the party up there. But if you're in the mood to get down, DJ Blue will deliver to you on Friday nights. And then, of course, the granddaddy of them all, Bago Talks, hosted by our very own DJ Guaranteed. It's all things Winnebago Tribe every Tuesday. And so that will be returning next week.
Yeah, special guests and everything. So, and then we are gonna do The Answer Is. I love that. I love that show. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and sometimes trivia from Winnebago.
Yeah.
Guaranteed. How many shows have you done now?
Oh man, what are we up to? We have to go back, huh?
Yeah,
'Cause
I want to say we're about, we're probably almost going to hit 100
Let's
soon.
go.
Are you really?
Because we say 48, and we're in season 3 now.
Yeah, appreciate everybody that tunes in and stuff. You know, there's a lot of good information on there. You know, especially the guests that come up here have an opportunity to be on the radio station. And KWTN, the big voice, has been doing its thing there for quite a while
About
here.
120.
Yeah.
So I got to tell you guys about a gift that I got for Christmas. And this is the first time I think he's ever bought me that. But Brian bought me a book from the book signing.
Yes.
I love it.
When the author Kathy Coates was up at Little Priest Tribal College doing her presentation as well as kind of live reading, etc. That was before the holiday, hosted by Angel Decorum Museum, and they do a great job because they're bringing in different authors, different events, and they do stuff all the time. So follow them on social media, Angel Decorum Museum, Little Priest Tribal College. Kathy Coates wrote a book that is titled To Banish Forever. And if you have the chance to pick it up, you should, because it is specifically about the Winnebago tribe, the Winnebago people, and their, I'm going to call it their ordeal in Mankato, Minnesota. It's absolutely riveting. She did an amazing amount of research, and it's a really good book.
Yeah,
but she was
it
here.
is.
She did signed copies, read from the book, talked about her, maybe her more favorite, if you will, parts of what she was able to research and find. And then, of course, how she was able to get a lot of that validated by living tribal members through their own family histories and experiences. So both Winnebago tribe of Nebraska tribal members, Ho-Chunk Nation of Wisconsin tribal members, and how some of them, of course, we were moved all throughout, you know, our history. The Mankato Blue Earth County, Minnesota was one of those stops along the way. And the title, To Banish Forever, actually comes from the credo of one of the non-native efforts to remove tribal people from land that we had.
Wow.
It's a secret society.
Yes.
And so it's just,
Riveting.
yeah, I just can't, I mean, I started reading it and I couldn't put it down.
Yeah.
But then I had my grandchildren, and then they kept wanting my attention and everything, so I had to put it down.
Yeah.
And every time I keep thinking, okay, I'm gonna go back to my book.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's cool.
But I would like to, you know, just say that I always felt like every time there's something about Winnebago history, I want to know. And this is a total different point of view,
Yes.
or a different view of how you would look at it. And so, I mean, it's just very intriguing. If you guys get a chance to check it out, check it out.
Yeah, it is. It's a good book. The author, Kathy Coates, both C with a Kathy, Coates with C as well. And the book title is To Banish Forever. And what is it? A secret society, the Ho-Chunk, and ethnic cleansing in Minnesota.
Yes.
Mankato has a very dark history
Very
when it
dark
comes
history.
to the Winnebago tribe and the Winnebago people, the Ho-Chunk people. So,
Yeah. I learned about that for the Dakota 38.
Yes.
they are
memorial.
part of the mix.
Yeah.
It's
There's-
crazy.
Yeah, there's a big part in there that where they
Yes.
talk about that happening. So.
Dang, man, that's crazy stuff. But it happened day after Christmas too. I mean,
Yes.
like, shoot,
Yeah.
that was.
I know that's one of those things, and I can always still hear Jerry Dearly telling that story. I really can. I mean, he says it, you know, all the time, almost at every powwow that he does,
Yeah.
and whatever. And it's like, you know, what an amazing. I think he's probably one of the best powwow MCs I've
Yeah.
ever heard. I
Yeah.
really do.
Yeah.
His voice is amazing. He has the knowledge and awareness that he does, of course, you know, for his people and stuff like that. But I can still hear him telling the story. So
Yeah. Santee always brings him in
Yeah.
for their
Yeah.
powwow, and
Flandreau.
then he tells stories that, you know, it doesn't ramble on or anything like
Yeah.
that. Just straight to the point. Just kind of gets him in there, in between intertribals.
Yep.
And he has a great memory on him. I mean, like, he's back in
Yeah.
the 1970s when we were singing with Porcupine. This happened. You know, it's
Yes.
like, wow.
I know.
It's cool. He just took me back to the 70s real quick. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, that kind of thing. I wonder if anybody has ever tried to capture that, or if he himself, you know, I don't know him personally. I know I can see him. I know who he is.
Yeah.
But I think I had one conversation with him because, believe it or not, the Asante Nation actually picked Savannah Ho-Chunk
Yeah.
as their princess. one year.
The Thomases said that
Yeah.
the Ho Chunks and the Santees,
Yeah.
they got in trouble together back in the Sioux Uprising. You know what I mean? So there's
Yeah.
kind of that relationship right
Yeah.
there. You know what I mean?
I'm just saying because we're not Santee, and they picked her. And I'm so glad. We were very honored. And so
We
when,
are all related.
yes,
Nah,
when we did her giveaway that next year and stuff, because I actually went to Omaha. So, you know, it's about a 2-hour drive from here to Santee, and it's an hour and a half to Omaha. So we went up one night. Savannah was going to give the crown up and all that kind of stuff. So she was present and everything. So we went home, me and my boys.
Ooh.
I went to Omaha.
Yikes.
Drove all the way to Krispy Kreme, got several dozens, brought them back for the giveaway, and I remember handing a box of them to him, and he was like, "Where'd you get these?" And he was like, "Omaha," and he was like, "Oh my," and he was happy, you know, and stuff
Yeah.
like that. And then we did the giveaway. But that's my only conversation with Jared Dearly.
But I just want to
Here's some
say,
donuts.
getting a book, you know, it really opened my eyes
Yeah.
to something that I feel like I needed that grounding again.
Yeah.
And it did that for me, and it was a good feeling. So I really had a Merry Christmas receiving that gift.
Awesome.
So thank you.
Yeah, very good and stuff like. And also last night, and I'm going to be doing a review for this for the Winnebago in the News. I watched the documentary Sugarcane.
Oh yeah.
Did you see it? Yeah?
No, I didn't watch it. Do you recommend it?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Very
okay.
much.
I've
And
seen a
so-
lot about it. It's on
Yeah.
Disney Plus.
Yeah, and we watched it through Hulu.
It's the same thing. now.
Okay, so whatever. Yeah, however the platform is, but it's called Sugarcane, and it's about one of the First Nations experiences in Canada when the missing children issue was.
Is it a movie or is it a documentary?
It feels like a movie, but it's very much a documentary.
Okay.
And so, and I love it, and I'm not going to ruin it for you, although
It's actual accounts.
yes, it
Yeah.
is true to life story. There's true to life people, live testimony, all this other kind of stuff, but they tell the story along two general tracks. There is a man who was formerly like our chairman, they call it a chief, and they're elected to positions. He was one of them. He was elected, and his story and how it unfolds and that entire thing, and it's really eye-opening. And then there's another man who also has a role to play. I mean, they're not related, but it goes along those two tracks side by side. And I have to say the most prolific parts of it are, there is a part where the man goes to Rome when the Pope is going to quote unquote apologize, and it is so lifeless. It is so disingenuous, and it's like if I was reading from a page and then say, "Okay, thanks for coming by," because he literally says something like that at the end, and it's like so dismissive and whatever, and it's like your church did what it did, you know, and it's like, and the documentary, it captures
Yeah, you have
that
to watch.
so well.
Joe Biden officially apologized to Native tribes. Did you guys watch that one?
I saw it and it kind of felt the same.
Yeah. He was pretty fiery and stuff like that, given his age and everything. You know, he's fighting some. I'm not sure what it is, but yeah, it was. I don't know. Some people say he really missed the mark. Some people said that it was pretty genuine. And I think Auntie Deb had some stuff to do with that and everything like that. But that was kind of history in the making, you know, official apology from the United States, finally. Even though he didn't get, you know, I don't know. It's a start.
If you see and watch Sugarcane, you'll feel differently about it, because they also have a part of it, because Justin Trudeau goes to their version of they're not reservations, they're called something else, but their
Reserves,
version, whatever it is. Yes, and you also feel that emptiness. So he's actually there, he's trying to speak towards stuff, but you can see it's like, are you distracted, Justin? Yeah, because it's like, it's really, really not.
Well, even in live accounts, the Native people in that area, they say that he's so ingenuine, you know what I mean? And that he doesn't really support the Native people, so.
Yeah, and it comes across, they capture it very, very well. But anyway, the documentary is called Sugarcane. The best thing I have to say, because when I told Sharon about it afterwards, because she didn't watch all of it with me, you started it, but then whatever, but when I got through it, it was like, you know what they're talking about, but it doesn't hype the incidents in the way that sometimes you do. You know, you see people trying to do that. Oh, the kids and what. I mean, yeah, it's bad, it's sad, it's whatever, but it's not hyped in that way. And so Sugarcane, give it a listen or give it a watch.
I got a couple minutes and then I have to jump off here, the REZ
Okay.
Ride and stuff like that. But are we going to do a recap of our highlights of 2024? Like
Sure.
maybe personally and like your proudest moments of 2024?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay,
let's
so
do it.
I got one.
Okay.
I got one. For Winnebago Talks, we were talking about that. Just professionally and stuff, is that we hosted our first international guest that came on. And she was from Nebraska Life.
Yes.
And she was outcasted from her. Similar story, you know. I sat down and had lunch with her and stuff, and she said, "I'm an activist," and I was talking about women's rights, and over there, she got death threats. She got all this and that and stuff, and then she moved, and I was like, "Well, how did you get in Nebraska?" You know, and UNO picked her up. She wrote a study and all this and that. She's pretty famous. She was really famous and stuff, but she came over, and what a wonderful lady, you know what I mean? But I want to look back at 2024, and that was a milestone for the big voice, Winnebago Talks, and, you know, just like to host a person on that radio show, that's freaking... That was a good highlight for me. So that was one of them. The other one is like Ashley got her master's degree, and I was just like, wow. You know, I felt like when she walked across that stage, we all walked across that stage and stuff, because we're talking about, you know, historical trauma here and all those barriers, you know, crabs in the bucket mentality, you know, I mean, jealousy and everything and stuff like that. But for one moment when she walked across that stage, it was like freaking awesome. You know, it's just like, that was a good highlight for 2024 in my life. You know?
No, really good stuff. You know, overall 2024, you know, everyone will have their degrees along the spectrum and stuff, but it really wasn't a terrible year. You know, I'm sure some people will say, yeah, it was, because maybe someone died or, you know, or something happened and stuff, but it was like, overall, I have to say, in general, it was pretty decent.
Yep.
24. Well, mine is going to be 24 was a year of transition for me.
Yes, it was.
Yes, being a part, I guess, of in the public eye takes, I don't know, it takes its toll in a different way that a lot of people don't necessarily recognize or understand. So when you truly become a private citizen again, it's kind of an odd thing, because the amount of, I guess, transition that occurs in this is something that it's just different. And I have to say it was a good thing and stuff like that. There were a lot of positives throughout the overall year. Here at work, one of the things that I have to say I really liked being a part of was the homecoming celebration when we did the broadcasts and whatever of flag raising.
Yeah.
That was very, very good, as it always is. But the one thing I remember saying it very specifically when we were talking about it, and might as well say it again, was flag raising itself is an event. And how it has grown, because I remember when we did a memorial breakfast one year, there were campers and a few people, of course, the drum, you know, that kind of stuff. But this year they had breakfast sponsored by one of the family members every year, usually the person's flag that they were putting on the main pole, and it was packed. Every single morning there was just tons of people out there, not, you know, Saturday night packed, nothing like that, but to the point of really being a good thing.
That's awesome.
Loved it.
And that's what it's about.
Yes, and then of course, hand in hand, the freaky story that came out of that.
I was thinking about that when you were talking about that. You know what I mean? I don't know if it was a freaky story. It is a freaky story. You know what I mean? It's just like, wow.
So
just recap it real quick.
If you don't know, I did a promo video for the powwow, which was coming. It was still springtime. There were no leaves on the trees. I went out to the powwow grounds, did some live footage of the arena and walking down where, you know, the dancers come in grand entry. So when I got done, panning left to right, and my phone was rendering the video, getting it prepared to post online, social media. It was going through audio and whatever else, and literally at the end, my phone recognized and it said, "Who are you?"
The closed captions part. You know what I mean?
No one there but me. I swear to God, I didn't say one word. It was just me, the trees, and the breeze, and, you know, some birds, because it was mid-spring, no leaves on the trees yet, and my phone recognized that and said, "Who are you?"
Wow.
And you said your name and stuff, you know.
So I did my worst possible introduction in Ho-Chunk.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's cool, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but yes, it Yeah, I wasn't afraid. It's not, but
Yeah.
it's just kind of like this freaky thing. And then because I wanted to see if the phone saved it,
Yeah.
and it didn't. It only did it the first time that I rendered it, and then it was like showing me because there was like no other audio because it was super quiet, and I didn't want me breathing on it, whatever else and stuff like that, So it was like, and then it showed. So
Yeah, that was cool. I always look forward to the wins recap of the biggest stories of 2024.
yes, we'll be doing that as well.
And man, you guys did an excellent job. A lot of wonderful things. I know that like the social media presence
Yes.
really went up,
Yeah.
especially
Yes.
those live videos.
And your guys is of course the big voice, and what you guys did, 50 or was it 60,000?
You did the final.
It was over
Yeah.
50. I know that.
Yeah.
Yep. And so the graphic that you had on too, when the first day, the Iron Woman contest sponsored by, was it Virginia?
No, it was the princess, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think she was sponsoring it though on behalf because she graduated or something like that.
Yeah, it was Virginia, I believe.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
She
Because Paris
became
didn't.
she became the princess, and then of course that Iron Woman contest just kicked off the event. That was Thursday night. Man, that was amazing. Loved it. Of course, Andy Snowball ended up the champion. Ricky
Yes.
Pelkey, of course, right there behind her. I thought personally, no diss to either one. Either one could have won.
Yes.
I thought, those girls, those women, they are truly Iron Women. Summer, hot, however many minutes it went.
Yes.
Boom, scrubbing the whole way because I love that. Thank you very much. No gaga stepping. Nope. If you're going to come and scrub, you better be scrubbing.
Yes.
And I love it. Then, of course, Paris did hers, got national social media attention
Yes.
because she had the veterans,
The veteran special.
Yes. And so, it was really, powwow was huge.
Right.
Huge for me in 2024. So, really good. What about you?
I'll go first. So, mine is going to go along with what we kind of made
Top
mention
highlights
of.
of 2024.
Oh, what
Yeah.
is
Yeah. The question. What was the question?
Oh,
So
the highlights of.
yeah.
Okay.
Personally, what was your highlight of 2024?
One is going to be the mention of our hitting a, how would you say that, like a new record on our live streams
Yeah.
for the homecoming celebration. So in
Yes.
total, it was about 55,000.
Yes.
I might be shy by 100 or so, but still, it was a lot altogether.
Immense. Huge.
And everybody that had a helping hand in that, of course. And I would say I hit 100 episodes for All Request Live.
Oh, there you go.
In 2024.
Hey, there you go.
Let's see. Oh, and then my nephew was born.
Oh yeah. Welcome addition to the family.
Yes.
Man, Christmas is gonna be crazy.
I know.
You know what I mean? Like when your family expands and stuff, you're just like, oh dang, man,
Yeah.
there's another one. And
Yeah.
like my family is big already, and shoot,
My brother's lady, Sin, her two older kids are both like Christmas babies. Not one. Her daughter's on Christmas, and then
Dang.
her boy's a couple days after Christmas. And then so the little guy that she's pregnant with now, he'll be in a couple weeks or so. But my niece's birthday is on the 22nd, so it just felt like we were like tick tick tick. Kev was like, "It seems like you're always on a birthday."
yeah.
Like it felt like it lately, but yeah. Those
I
are
guess for me, I really appreciate all of the community events that have happened with the Big Voice, and then attending them and just being a part of it and just feeling like a part of your guys' family, even though I don't get to be full time up here and just coming in and I really appreciate doing this show.
Yeah.
And it gives me a time to kind of escape, and I get to just kind of focus on the music and, listen to you guys and get to know you guys better and everything. So I really do. But yeah, everything that the Big Voice does, even the live streams and, with the fight, Carlos Trinidad.
That was awesome, wasn't it?
Just the other things that happen, I really appreciate them, and the round dance and, just going down to the big screen and just being able to be a part of that. I appreciate that.
That's cool.
Squirrel moment on there. Did the other fight for Trinidad ever get scheduled?
Not yet. I think what happened. So the last one that he fought in Billings, Montana.
Yeah, somewhere.
And like, I think they called him, they needed a replacement or something. The other guy backed out or whatever and stuff. Usually they kind of do that. Shoot, the money's green, you know, and he ended up in Billings, Montana. We've seen a post.
Yeah.
Because usually we kind of stay in contact with him and OQ and those guys. They kind of, and they kind of mention that and stuff. But his fight, hasn't been scheduled yet. But we'll be on the lookout for that. And we got to blow that up. You know, we got to support this brother.
Yeah, because I remember
definitely.
him saying, of course, you know, was it a fracture? Was it broken? Whatever he did to the other guy's jaw. And I still remember seeing it because it was like
the third punch was
hanging. So
told us about
really,
it,
really tore him up and whatever and stuff. But then at that point, my point is he was saying the next fight with the guy he wanted and wants to fight was supposed to be like December.
Yeah,
and that's
Austin Trout is his name.
Okay.
And that guy fought Canelo Alvarez. I remember that fight. I think they fought at Yankee Stadium or something like that. One of those baseball stadiums and stuff. But he's right there.
Muddy like Nebraska?
Oh yeah! Congratulations, Nebraska. You know,
Yes,
give it
the
up.
bowl game.
That's another highlight for 2024.
That is
right?
that was going to be my highlight, was watching Nebraska win the bowl game
Finally.
since 2015
man.
The women went down in flames. And
You know, I'm a big sports fan, you know, and I love watching, you know, baseball, of course,
What happened?
volleyball.
What happened to volleyball? Like, what did they?
Just a total implosion.
Really?
Yes.
They defeated themselves?
Pretty much, yes.
Oh, my goodness.
When you're letting Penn State's best hitter swing without a block, it's like you're not going to win. When you're not pounding the ball into the ground and you're tipping, you're not going to win.
Yeah.
And
especially at that level, huh?
Yes.
Yeah.
And Penn State, I have to say, you know, they were beatable. Because they did. They just blew them out, you know, in the first two sets. And it's like, it was really not good. It was so
that was
disappointing. You know, for the first time in the history of the tournament, even a reverse sweep in the semifinals, it was like, oh my gosh.
Both of my sons were talking about it to me while JP's in Minnesota and then Dewey's down here, but they both talked about, we've seen them just tear up in those first two games.
Yeah,
so I
and
thought,
you
they
were
got
just
it.
gonna walk
They were
through
leading
and
12 to whatever.
They were leading 22-16.
Yeah.
Yikes.
And lost.
Imploded.
Yes.
Dang.
Yeah.
That's gonna be a long year. But they were number one seed, right?
No. Well, in the region.
In the region, yeah.
And that's a big
Pitt was
target.
always number one. Yeah.
Who was?
Pittsburgh.
Oh, did they win it?
No, they got put out as well.
Being number one is like a curse. Oregon was number one, and they
Yeah.
at beat out. You know what I mean? It's just a big target on your back.
It is.
Yes, very much so. Oh, guys.
Oh.
We're at the halfway point, KWTN 100.9 FM, and this is Jack Jones, so we'll give it a little bit of a listen here. Sing it.
Exciting and new.
I should know this song by now.
Dee would be singing.
We're
if she was here.
expecting you
Yes.
and love. Life's sweetest reward.
So I'm trying to give up pop.
Because what does it do, Sharon?
It floats back to you.
It floats back to you.
Yes, indeed, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the first Love Line of 2025, and this is the Love Boat theme as sang by the one and only Jack Jones from the iconic, legendary television show of the 1970s and 1980s. This is where callers write, text, email, give gifts with a note, seeking some of the best, worst advice this side of the Winnebago Omaha reservation line. So,
Within the exterior boundaries.
yes. And it's kind of crazy. So we're going to have some questions here, guys. So we're going to give our best, worst advice, okay? Hit it, Jack. Welcome aboard love. Okay, so we'll get the songs put in. So now this is Angie Martinez featuring Lil Mo and Free. If I Could Go, a throwback definitely to the turn of the century. This is a jam. Okay, so the first question we have is from No Pressure. And what she writes is, over the holiday, I guess I gained a new brother-in-law and a new sister-in-law because each one of my siblings either proposed or was proposed to.
Dang.
So she got her brother and sister both got engaged over the Christmas holiday. So I guess somebody, got down on one knee, presented the ring to brother and sister.
These guys ain't native. No.
Well, they did it on the holidays, I guess, and so no pressure. So now what she writes is, now my parents and his parents as well are looking at us. Because we are not engaged. We've been together, for a little bit of time and stuff, but we are not at that point. And I'm kind of feeling the pressure because if they want to get married, go let them do it. But I'm not there yet. And I have to kind of say I feel a little bit bad because he's acting kind of strange. And he was even trying to talk to me about it one night and say these other kind of things. This is this big, long story. But anyway, she wants to know how we can basically advise her to tell her man, go when you want to go. Meaning do it when you want to do it, when it's ready. So I'm playing this song on purpose, if I could go. And so she's not ready, but she wants to know how to tell her man, I don't want to dump you yet, but I'm not ready.
Shoot your shot when you're ready.
I'm not ready to walk down the aisle. So what's your best, worst advice?
Oh, she's not ready?
No, she's not ready.
So what happens if she gets, I don't know, this is hypothetical, but what if he proposes? She's going to say no?
I think she would, yeah. So let's take it. Your best, worst advice, DJ.
What do you mean by goal? Go if you want to go.
Meaning if he's
leave
gonna,
him?
he's gonna propose because he's feeling the pressure. She is too, but I guess he's feeling it more. So from both sides of their parents, her parents and his parents apparently are saying, okay, how come you guys aren't engaged? So.
All right, I gotta get dropped off here momentarily. But I'll give you the best advice.
Okay.
This is like the best advice. You know what I mean? Like for her, is that you shouldn't feel the pressure because your siblings or whoever your friends got proposed to.
Her siblings.
Yeah, your life is your life, and when everybody has to put in 100%. Nobody can put it in 50%. I don't know. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So
Yes.
when your heart's right, your mind's right, and all that. Here's my best, worst advice.
Yes.
Dump him.
New year, new me, girl.
New boo.
Put yourself back on the market, girl.
2025, keep your options open.
It's crazy. I took the girls shopping last night, and I told Mal, I said, whatever you want to get, just go ahead and get something. So she wanted to get a cardigan. And here, right next to that cardigan that she picked out, there was like a warm-up suit, and it said "Dump him" on there.
You should have got.
I know. I was like, "Oh my god!" And I laughed, and she said, "What? What?" And I said, "Nothing."
That's the best advice, right?
Yes.
Best, worst advice.
I have to say, I have to agree, because last Christmas, I found they had Hot Topic was reissuing some Bratz merchandise. So they had a t-shirt that I bought for Savannah because it had all 4 of the Bratz on there, but it said "Dump him." I love it.
Okay, that's good advice. Bad
Decimate
advice.
your advice. So she's not quite ready.
Well, depending on how long they've been together, I mean, they kind of, Indian way, they're probably already married, right? No, I'm just kidding.
Could be. Could be.
I don't know, I'm just gonna follow DJ Guaranteed's lead with the dump him and
Okay. Dump him. And so mine is going to be always stay toxic, girl. Stay toxic AF. Bring it into 2025. Keep it high. Fake a pregnancy.
Oh my god.
Scare him away. No, just kidding.
plan a gender reveal as well.
Oh my gosh. Go all out. And then you
A
blow
daddy
up.
reveal, and it won't be him.
Oh my gosh. When you said gender reveal, I was going to say then both colors blow up. It's twins. No.
Yep. That's mine.
Ooh, that's scary.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Any other advice for no pressure?
No. I'm just gonna follow the group and say just dump him.
So again, that previous song was "If I Could Go" by Angie Martinez featuring Lil Mo and Free, and now this is Angie Stone with "No More Rain in This Cloud," borrowing from Gladys Knight and the Pimps. Remember what's the name of the song in the background? The sample? Neither one of us.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Okay, so the next one that we have then is Christmas Guilt. And what she writes is, my man spoiled me. I got so many things that I didn't expect, as well as a few things that I really, really wanted. But I did get him some gifts, but none of them were the wow factor. So now I'm having some Christmas guilt. Should I just leave it in the past and take the Christmas tree down and let it be what it be? Or should I try to make it up while the holidays still linger in the air? So, Christmas guilt wants your advice. So he rocked her world when it came to the gift giving, but she didn't really, I guess, match the energy. She did give gifts. She wanted to make that clear, but they didn't have the shebang. So what should she do?
Shoot, you get what you get. Quit crying around.
You get what you get and you don't complain.
I worked all day on that fry bread.
And if you don't like it, I'm gonna dump you. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, you get what you get. I mean, it might have been a wow factor to her when she picked it out. You know what I mean? But
I don't know. So, okay.
So, I mean, I don't know anybody who just intentionally goes out and shops and is like, oh, I'll just get this and he might like it. I don't think you shop for people that way for Christmas.
But you do have to admit that sometimes you're settling. Because the stores are just like, okay, there's packed, there's people. You don't really get to look because then somebody else is, can you move it? No. So it's like...
Well, on the other hand, too, like he gets lights, he gets Wi-Fi, you know.
It's her man, not her son.
Well, she's probably paying all the bills anyways.
Oh
Sister, I'm going to tell you, if he doesn't like it, then he's just wakere out of luck.
Okay.
I agree. I seen a video over the holiday break, and it was this guy that, I don't know, he was like basically having a tantrum because the girlfriend said that she would buy him a PS5, but she didn't. And then she said exactly that. I pay the bills, like I work, you don't work, like so he don't work. But he was just freaking out and like throwing a big old tantrum. And yeah, she just went off about, I pay the bills, I pay this, you have electricity, you have a roof over your head. So she's gonna have to write down the necessities list and I don't know, kind of walk through and check it off as, you have this, you're good, you got this, and then it's equivalent to each gift that she got.
She could tell him, if you really want that, get a job and buy one.
But it's the holiday spirit.
He needs to holiday his spirit right to
I was
work.
going to say something, I choked. Whatever. So, of course, that's
I agree with you.
Angie Stone, No More Rain in This Cloud. Now, this is Anthony Hamilton with a throwback.
I wish Guaranteed could have answered that question
ooh.
with the male's perspective.
Well, my advice was going to be, you get what you get, girl.
Yeah.
Yes, and so tell him that, you know. You don't need to make up for something because it's the thought that counts.
It is.
So
And whoever said that Christmas has to be the wow factor of everything?
Well, sometimes, you know, you see things and I don't know, there's undue pressure there and stuff like that. So,
Yeah.
and the
On
other
Valentine's,
advice,
let's have this question on Valentine's. It's a whole different story.
yeah,
No,
whatever,
I'm just kidding.
Valentine's, whatever. Okay, so the next one and the last one we have then is Gogs. And what he writes is, I'm really not trying to be that guy, but I can't help but notice that Gaga, who lives across the street from me, has been getting visited by someone in my age group. There is going to be at least a 3-decade difference in the ages. Now we're adults, we're talking adults because I made sure of that. But she is definitely Gaga status, and I guess the cougar is on the attack. But Playboy, I guess, just shows up. So he wants to know, should he try to talk her out of it? Because I guess he's friends with the neighbor across the street. She's Gaga. And it's like, girl, what are you doing? You're just getting played. Or should he just let the cougar reign? So, Gogs, give some advice to Gogs. So he can see across the street. Dude shows up, stays the night.
I'm getting vibes that he's a little jealous. That he wants to be one of those visitors. No, just kidding.
Could be. Oh my gosh.
Why are you clocking Gaga's tea like that? Gagas need love too.
Yes, so there's that, but I guess 3 decades difference in the ages, so definitely Gaga cougar status.
Wow.
But at the same time, so what's your advice? Should he say something to her? Or?
No, he needs to mind his business. This is a grown woman who's been around the block, who can make up her own mind. She's not coming in and out with a cane, so she's not hurt.
She can
still walk on her own.
She can still walk, so.
And if he's going to her, he must be liking what he's going to.
I didn't get the exact phrasing from it, but I guess what I want to put out there again, that is Anthony Hamilton with a long lost cut. That is called Boo.
If they're adults, consenting adults, then leave them alone.
So now this is the Queen of Soul with A Rose is Still a Rose. Again, we're floating around the 2000s period. But anyway, I didn't get the exact phrasing from him, but I guess it was more like he really sees the financial exchange happening. So apparently there's items that he, the guy, doesn't arrive with but leaves with.
Sugar baby.
Yeah, sugar mom, sugar baby. So that's part of the mix. So if that changes anything, maybe you should know about it.
Mind your business. If she's got it to give, then it's hers to give.
True.
Yep, because she found herself a mature 30-year younger person. And he kind of, like I said, he sounds jealous. Like he wishes he was the one walking away with some incentives.
There you go.
So let me throw this out there, you guys, before I give my advice. Does it make a difference if we're talking about a 30-year age gap, at least 30-year age gap, okay? Does it make a difference if it's 20 and 50, 30 and 60, 40 and 70? Does it make a difference?
No. You know what makes a difference, though?
What?
If it was a 50-year-old man and a 20-year-old girl.
Why? Why is that different?
It's creepy.
So why is it not for her?
Because men can take care of themselves.
I think when 20 and up, if it has teen in your age still, then that's where it kind of like get.
Sure.
Yeah, that way. But 20 and up, they're all consenting adults. Let them do as they please.
Do what they want to do.
Yeah.
Well, how do you know he's not going over and cleaning her house for her and she's paying him with it?
Because there's overnight stays. That was made very clear.
Maybe she don't like sleeping by herself and she just wants someone to sit in the living room.
He probably seen a hickey or something.
That didn't come out, but it's definitely a possibility. Oh my gosh. So, okay. So, Gogs. So my advice is going to be, dude, if you can't beat them, join them. Start your 2025 off in the way that you, I guess, if you're talking about it, you know.
Like, yeah, but like what DJ Bestamy said, he must be jealous. Cause
yeah. Well, that's what I said. If you can't beat him,
out on a
like
good
he
thing.
really took notes too.
Yeah.
He was notating these little things.
Sitting there looking out his window with his binoculars.
Catching the slightest difference. Yep.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so any other advice? No? Okay.
Let him live.
Live and let live. Okay, that'll be the theme, I guess, for 2025 then. Live and let live. Okay, so we're going to give this one a listen, guys. This is the rest of Aretha Franklin, A Rose is Still a Rose. This is KWTN 100.9 FM.
I'm getting a little tired of your broken promises. Looking at your pages, seeing different numbers and numbers. Call you when you're study, hanging with the fellas. Hanging with my girls, you always getting jealous. I was with you when you didn't have no dollars. Hanging at the crib, chilling with your mama. Never funded you, never brought the drama. Now you flip the script, play it please.
No more. And that is now 3LW, Three Little Women, 3LW, with their song No More, Baby I'ma Do Right. We're in the turn of the century period guide with most of the playlists, so not necessarily right on the year, but floating around here somewhere. And so this is one of those songs, but we're going to go back a little bit because we skipped over some of the stuff. So our celebrity birthdays, remember, here in season 3, this is episode 10, number 74. We're going to go forward. So celebrating their birthday this coming week is Bryson Tiller. I think it's actually today, celebrates today. As does, yeah, I do too, as does actor Taye Diggs. Remember him?
Okay.
He played the love interest on Stella, as well as so many others. Also, actress Tia Carrere, she's celebrating her birthday. She was Cassandra on Wayne's World. Yes, Tia Carrere, she celebrates her birthday this week, as does world activist Greta Thunberg. She's celebrating her birthday this week. And of course, one of the most famous writers in all of the world, J.R.R. Tolkien. He would have celebrated his birthday this week. Posthumously, of course, the writer of The Hobbit and The Lord of the Rings, The Silmarillion, and so many others. Amazing books. Also, happy birthday to science icon Isaac Newton. He would have celebrated his birthday. Actor Bradley Cooper, he's going to be celebrating his birthday in this coming week, as is, how do you even want to say it? Musical trends icon Marilyn Manson.
Yeah, I would say it that way
one
too.
of those things. So Marilyn Manson, I don't remember his real name. I don't. I have to find that out. But anyway, also actress Diane Keaton. She celebrates her birthday this week, as does actor and comedian Rowan Atkinson. I love Rowan Atkinson. He played the British comedian Mr. Bean. But I have to say, one of my favorite roles I've seen him play was in the movie 4 Weddings and a Funeral. He played the priest who was marrying somebody for the first time, meaning that it was his first wedding, and he just really botched it, and it was so funny. I love it. So Rowan Atkinson celebrates his birthday this week, as does the Walking Dead actor Norman Reedus. So he played Daryl Dixon. Yes, of course. His birthday is in the coming week, as is comedian and SNL alum Kate McKinnon. I love her. I loved it when she did kind of the little skit about she was one of the abductees and what the aliens did to her. Oh my gosh, it was so funny. So funny. Of course, now in the background, this is For the Cause with Stand By Me, the remake of the Benny King song made famous by him, but it wasn't his originally either. Happy birthday to Tiffany New York Pollard.
Okay.
Tiffany Pollard celebrates her birthday this week, as does actor Nicolas Cage. And then from the Marvel Universe, Jeremy Renner celebrating his birthday this week. It's good to see him back up and around, because he had a really serious injury about a year ago and stuff. Really, really bad. So happy to see him, and also his birthday. Also, too, soundtrack legend Kenny Loggins sang the theme to Top Gun, the theme to Footloose, the theme to, so many others, whatever else. Kenny Loggins celebrating, and of course to the king of rock and roll, posthumously, the one and only Elvis Aaron Presley will celebrate his birthday in heaven in the coming week. Also, way back in the day, Joan of Arc celebrates her birthday in heaven. Also does Cynthia Erivo. She plays the witch in Wicked. What's her name? Oh, it just went out of my head.
Ariana Grande?
No, she plays Glinda.
Elba or something like that?
Yeah,
I can't say it right.
Yeah. She plays her, so she's celebrating her birthday.
Elphaba.
Yeah, Elphaba, yes. And then also posthumously to Stephen Hawking, another science legend, and of course one of the rock and roll titans and icons celebrating his birthday posthumously, David Bowie. Love me some David Bowie. Also to designer Caroline Herrera. She's celebrating her birthday this week. And then finally to, she's probably most famously known for singing a few of the songs in the early James Bond films, Shirley Bassey. She's celebrating her birthday this week. So you guys have to take your best guesses.
Okay.
Right-Eyed and DJ Bessamy. In what year was Joan of Arc born? Of course, famously burned at the stake. The lie came forward that it was for witchcraft, but it was actually the reason she was imprisoned was for wearing men's clothes.
Wearing men's clothes, yeah.
Yes. So Joan of Arc was born in which year?
What you say, Sharon T?
I'm gonna say 1600.
1600. Okay. Joan of Arc.
Gonna say 1510.
1510. Actually, that's very close. She was actually born in 1412. So going all the way back to feudal France. Okay, so then, in what year was David Bowie born? He passed away not too long ago, but he is gone. In what year was David Bowie born?
19... Can't think of when my choco was born. Hold on.
I'm gonna say 1922.
1922? Okay.
I'm gonna say 1944.
44. And he wasn't that old, guys. He was actually born in 1947. So closer, 1922.
Yikes.
No, not quite. Okay, so then she played, of course, New York, and then loving so many different... Tiffany Pollard. Tiffany Pollard was born in what year? Or, excuse me, how old is she? She's still...
How old is she?
How old is Tiffany New York Pollard?
She's 48.
48.
55.
55. She is actually 42.
Oh.
Yeah, she was young. Yep. So, okay, then the next one we're going to do then. In what year, might be a little unfair, was Elvis Presley born?
1902.
1902. Okay.
I'm gonna try 1942.
42. A little closer, but he was born in 1935. Don't forget, he went into the army in the mid-1950s, and he was, of course, at that age. So that's always a good thing to remember. Okay, so the last one we're going to do then is, how old is designer Caroline Herrera? She does bags, she does accessories, and of course, fashion on the runway. Caroline Herrera.
How old is she?
Yes, how old is she?
68.
40.
68. And Sharon Right-Eyed Redhorn says 40. Madam Herrera is 85. Yes, so she's up there. So, of course, those are celebrity birthdays, and the reason why I'm stalling here is because we're going to be getting into... That was Stand By Me by For The Cause. A nice little song. It came out again also at the turn of the century. And we're going to be getting into this song right here.
Ooh.
It's time for our new Sensation Thursdays, guys.
Man, you raked me over the coals on that one. I only got one close on one of them. You got all the other ones.
Yeah, a little bit harder. So this is In Excess with their song New Sensation. And every Thursday we try to put forward songs that are either newer on the charts or just been released, or songs that we think you need to give a little bit more attention to. And so this song is not totally brand new, but it is definitely one that I think you need to hear, because I heard it over the holiday break and I loved it. So this is going to be the Zac Brown Band with their song called Heavy Is the Head, featuring Chris Cornell. And of course, Chris Cornell famously from the Seattle grunge era, and you're going to hear that influence in this song. So let's give it up for New Sensation, Zac Brown Band with their song Heavy Is the Head on KWTN 100.9 FM, New Sensations. Here we go.
no peace, his work is never done. Night falls, smoke on the water, darkness closes in. Cold white hand in the deep will drown you for your sins. It's a lifelong expedition, second guessing your decisions, trying to find out what's been missing. Hey, just keep on go and wake the king. For those who kiss the ring, stand around. The walls are coming down. Madman, blood on an altar, the queen will have his head. His ghost will shake those rattling chains long after he's dead. No soul knows his trouble high upon his throne. Loved by few and judged by many, he bears that weight alone. It's a lifelong expedition, second guessing your decisions, trying to find out what's been missing, and the pages keep on Go and wake the king. For those who kiss the ring, stand around. Yeah, the walls are coming down. Heavy is the head that wears the crown.
New Sensation Thursdays here on KWTN 100.9 FM. That is the Zach Brown Band featuring Chris Cornell. Heavy is the head that wears the crown. New Sensation, what'd you think of it?
I liked it. I could feel it in the bones.
I thought it was pretty good.
Zach Brown Band, kind of known for country, aren't they?
Yeah.
Very different take on them. Of course, Chris Cornell from the grunge period. And now, I almost did this one. This is, of course, Stone Temple Pilots with their song Plush, but it's the acoustic version. So I do want to give this one a listen here on KWTN 100.9 FM. Turn it up, guys, because this is another good one that almost made it to New Sensation.
Would you even care? And I feel it. And I feel it. Where you going to tomorrow? Where you going with a mask I found? And I feel when the dogs begin to smell her. Well, she smell alone. And I feel so much depends on the weather. So is it raining in your bedroom? And I see eyes of disarray, would you even care? And I feel it, and she feels it. Where you going to tomorrow? Where you going with a mask I found? And I feel when the dogs begin to smell her. Well, she smell alone. When the dogs, you find her. Got time to wait for tomorrow.
KWTN 100.9 FM. That is Stone Temple Pilots with their mega song Plush. Of course, the original, very much a rock song from the grunge era of the early 1990s. Stone Temple Pilots Plush, but in the acoustic version. Do you like the acoustic?
Yeah.
Do you? Do you remember the original?
I'd have to hear it.
It's very much the same. He doesn't change the melody or nothing. It's just broken down into the acoustics and whatever. And a lot less aggressive, I have to say that as well, because this song is very hard driving originally and stuff, but really good song. But I heard this also over the holiday break, and because I was like, somebody trying to redo that? And I was like, no, that's him. And I was like, whatever. So very, very good one. Of course, Stone Temple Pilots. Acoustic here. They were a little bit live, and now this is Puddle of Mud with Blurry here on KWTN 100.9 FM. You are on the REZ Ride, and of course we are talking about quite a different things. Of course, Happy New Year 2025. Yes, we had a lot of good stuff there. So if you had to say that there was definitely one really different thing, now we're of course all of a certain age, so you can give it a good guesstimate here. Now, don't just go back 1 year, because 2024 was pretty much a decent year, but go back 10, all the way back to 2015, 2014 if you want to do it. So somewhere in that time period, what would you say has changed the most for you in the good ways? So think about it a little bit there. So if it's blurry like a puddle of mud, if you can think back that far, take us back to 2014, 2015. It's kind of strange because there's something very, very different that I have to say. I was, of course, involved in something I was never, ever hoping to be involved with. And so that kind of was the overarching thing of this time in 2015. But at the same time, I have to say probably one of the most positive changes that has occurred is I definitely, for one, have made a much more concerted and deliberate effort to pay attention to my health, my physical health. Because back then, I really didn't care. I had no concern or nothing. And so now, 10 years later, I'd say it's a good thing because I pay attention to it, as we all should. Take care of yourself, take care of your body, take care of what you need to, exercise, move. So, what do you think? Biggest positive changes since the last decade?
I'm still thinking.
For me, in 2015, I would say, maturity along the way, personal growth and things like that. But one big thing for me is in 2015, I was childless. Like, I didn't have my boys yet. And so just completely 180 from that. Thinking
Sure.
back to then, it's like, then it was more like carefree and...
Sure.
You know what I mean? Just living in the moment. Not really thinking about like long-term type of things, like just day-to-day type of thing. But now it's like everything's kind of like intentional, and I'm always thinking about my boys and mostly anything that I do is, you know, in some way to kind of, how am I trying to say this? Like, when I do things, I want to make sure that it's going to, like, you know, be a good thing for not just myself, but for my boys. So, like, you know what I mean? Like, just, I don't know, just working, showing up for work and, you know, trying to mark off personal goals and stuff. And I guess getting a home, that would be the biggest thing, is like having us all under one roof again. And it's like we all live together under one roof. Now I just have like visitation and stuff with them, so it's a little different. But I just feel like I've grown a lot since 2015, like personally, and just kind of really reframed, I don't know, life in general, I guess. But my boys have really became the forefront of my life, so that's a real big positive, because it really helped me.
Definitely.
You know what I mean?
Yes, absolutely.
So that's for me, my boys.
Very, very good. Okay. Good one. Right eye.
I'm just trying to think of, like, in 2015, I kind of worked myself into a job that has brought me to where I am today. And with hard work and just everything that I do, it's brought me to where I am. And also, at that time in 2015, you know, we still had our 3 young ones living at home. And in 2015, that was like a really, really good time. And then I had my 2 granddaughters. The 2 little are, well, they're now 11. And then, so I had 3 grandchildren at the time. And it's just, you know, over time, they grew up and they left, and, you know, just live their own lives now. And I guess seeing them reach that, well, all of them reached that where they're all, you know, pretty much independent. And I think that's been like any parent's goal, is to, that when your children reach a certain age, that you want to make sure that they're able to provide for themselves and their families, and have their own homes. And I think that, you know, that's a good thing, you know, that they were able to do that. And for, as a parent, making sure that they were getting on the right foot, and then even if they made mistakes along the way, that you were there to support them and not necessarily judge them, but, you know, as the parent, you let them know that, no, this isn't, you know, right, but, you know, this is the right, what you should be doing. But then, you know, you don't want to be too controlling where you don't allow them to live their lives.
Sure.
And I think that in 2015, you know, it's just, my life has totally done a total flip, because we went from having tons of children at the house, and then now it's just, you know, we can pick up and go when we want to and do whatever, and it's totally different. And we still need to declutter from them being there.
Yeah, and that's the ugly truth of that. But I'm glad you said that, Sharon, because that's a very real thing. You know, a lot of people, they talk about it, but the empty nest scenario is a real thing. And I gotta say, I love my kids, but I love it. I'm glad I mean it, because it's what is that phrase? Raise your children, or you'll raise your grandchildren, or something like that. Remember, there's some kind of phrase that's something like that. So basically, be hard on your kids so they can go out and do whatever. Otherwise, you're going to end up raising their kids and stuff like that. And we did that.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's like, yeah, I'm glad, you know, the grandkids come over and they spend their time with us. And I guess I have to also say, I never realized it's been 10 years with them.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, I know Paris is older and stuff, but you know, it's like
Yeah.
Mel and Briseis and the younger ones and stuff like that. That's been the last decade.
Yeah.
I never even thought of that. You know, and it's so like, you know, you're saying with yours, it's like kids versus grandkids is a very different world.
Yeah.
I get it. Watching my mom with her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have to be hard on our kids.
Yeah.
And you know, you have to do that. And I don't call it tough love, but it's just wanting them to be responsible
Yes.
and own up to their shortcomings and don't foster that, oh no, it's not your fault, but you know, it is. You know, you made a bad choice and now you have to live with the consequences. That's always been my thing. And you know, you live with the consequences of your actions. And so but our grandkids, they can't do no wrong, you know, and it's hard to, you walk that fine line of you want to spoil them and you can, because they go home to their parents, but oh my god, what are you sending home? You know, they got to be the little monster around you and then they have to go home and behave now. But
So,
yeah, it is, it's just, you know, your life, it's totally different now, you know, from 10 years ago. Well, for me it is.
Yeah, it is. Very much so.
Yes, I agree.
So, of course, before that was Weezer with Beverly Hills, and now this is Creed with Arms Wide Open. So on KWTN 100.9 FM, shall we do the National Day?
Let's do the national.
Let's get into it. So, of course, remember, we always go forward. So these are the days of the week moving from today. So today is National, where are we? 55 speed limit day. Ugh, yuck. Why do we even do that? You ever go into like the rural parts of Iowa? It's still 55. Oh my god, it's mind-numbingly bad. And then they all just like float along. It's like, go! And whatever. Anyway, 55.
Come blazing by.
See
Yes.
him talking about driving.
Anyway,
Road
so
rage.
anyway, yes. Also, it's National Ancestry Day, also tied to the app. Did you ever get into that? Look into the Ancestry?
No,
It's
but I
really-
do know people that have.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
very different for native people because there's not a lot of records. They can go
Yeah.
back to like maybe the mid 1800s, maybe, but then that's it. There's nothing before that, so it's
Yeah.
kind of strange. So National Ancestry Day, also one of the best days of the year. It's National Buffet Day.
Ooh.
What's your favorite type of buffet?
Seafood.
Seafood buffet? What do you like?
Oh, breakfast.
Breakfast buffet? Yes. I gotta
That
say,
too.
I'm a fan of China buffet. Just shut up
Yeah.
and give me the broccoli chicken.
That one too. I can't too. I'm so indecisive when it comes to buffets.
Yeah, something as long as it's good. Have you ever been to a bad buffet? I have.
I have, yeah.
Yeah.
And it was usually because they didn't keep it up, meaning that the food had gotten whatever, or it was gone. You know, and it's like, no, buffet means you're there to eat, so you got to be ready. So
Yeah.
yes, today is National Buffet Day. Love it. Also National Cream Puff Day. And I did want to give a shout out because yesterday, I know we go forward, yesterday was Bloody Mary Day because it was National Hangover Day.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so, of course, and this is Creed with Arms Wide Open, and we're going to be transitioning the song. So that is today. So now we're going to be getting into, this is Sonique with It Feels So Good, a
With-
song.
With him saying that the National Hangover Day or whatever, we toasted with Diet Coke.
Yes. So, and I don't care, you know,
Use
whatever.
those little Welches. You know,
Yeah.
the one
Yeah.
that looks like champagne.
I love it, yeah. So tomorrow, of course, Friday is National Drinking Straw Day, National Fruitcake Toss Day. It is the Festival of Sleep. I know some people are going to love that. That's your day tomorrow. It's also National Tolkien Day because it is his birthday. National Chocolate Covered Cherries Day, and National Women Who Rock, meaning women in the rock and roll genre. So Joan Jett, Pat Benatar, Stevie Nicks, Tina Turner. Yeah. Love this song. And just one little thing before we get into the next day. This song always reminds me of Total Request Live when it was on MTV.
Yep.
And they went to the beach. It was called something. They named it something, but they went, Total Request Live was always Carson Daly in the studio in New York. But when they went to the beach during the summer, only for a little bit of time, it was like maybe 1 or 2 weeks or something like that. But they called it something. But I remember this because this song was out. It was on the charts. Mandy Moore was one of the guest VJs or whatever you want to call it. Carson was there, Ananda or whatever her name was, and whatever, and they were all dancing to this.
Yeah, I can't remember what it.
But
I mean, because
it was
the
called
songs and-
called something on the beach. Anyway, so
Yeah.
that's what
This
it
is
was.
just Total Request Live on the Beach.
Is that all it was?
That's
I
what it
thought it had a
says.
name. I don't know. We'll see that. So Sonique, it feels so good. So Saturday then is National Can Do Day. We can do. And I also have to say this, Saturday is National Clara Day. So for all the people named Clara, Saturday is your day. It's also National Missouri Day, so shout out to all of our listeners down in Missouri. It's National Spaghetti Day, so Savannah, I know you're going to love that day. It's also National Trivia Day and National Pop Charts Day, meaning the songs that are on the charts. Okay,
When's the Trivia Day?
Yep, Trivia Day on Saturday. So then Sunday is National Bird Day, as in just generic birds. And it's National Keto Day. So if you're on your keto diet, Sunday's your day to just tear up on the protein. And then is also National Whipped Cream Day. I guess not very keto. So Monday then, of course, is National Apple Tree Day, National Bean Day, National Cuddle Day, National Take Down the Tree Day, and thank God it's Monday. I guess that's a thing.
Oh,
so,
okay.
So tear down your tree and say,
Did you
thank
take your tree down?
No.
I'm happy that one's still here.
I know. I almost don't even want it to get taken
I know,
down.
I know.
I just love it. It just adds that little
I'm really feeling it.
razzle dazzle.
So, yes, so that's Monday. So Tuesday, of course, is National Harlem Globetrotters Day. So the magicians and whatever out on the court with the basketball, that's their day. National Bobblehead Day, and this is really gross. Tuesday is National Pass Gas Day. Does that need a day? I guess it does.
When we're on Winnebago Talks. No, just kidding.
It's your day, Garen. Let's do that.
Everybody cue it up at
Gross.
the same time.
Yeah, so then, don't even say that, because aren't you doing a show with Bago Sports?
Yeah.
That could be bad. Also,
melted into my
oh
stomach.
my gosh. So then Wednesday is National Argyle Day. Love me some Argyle. Also, National Bubble Bath Day, National English Toffee Day, and Winter Dry Skin Relief.
Oh my God.
Do you wear a lot of lotion?
Yeah, I do. Yes.
Do you? And does it get worse in the winter?
Yes.
Yes.
Do you change your lotions on the seasons, or do you use the same thing all the time?
I used to, but I found one that just like
Does it?
I have to stay consistent with the one I use.
I just like to use the Vaseline Intensive Care. I mean, it's just, and then usually I use that healing therapy one, because I mean, it's just, they're just work on my skin better than if something's perfume based. I notice that I just
Some of them, that's it. It's like some of them are carried away, you know. And it's like I no diss to the what is it, Bed Bath and Beyond? No, the other one, the candles. What's that store called? It's in the mall where they sell candles. And it's not Bed Bath and Beyond. It's something Bath and Body Works. Yeah, that. Some of those are just
nasty.
Could you pour more perfume into it? Yes. I wanted to play this song too, because this is definitely from the same time period. That was Sonique with It Feels So Good, and now this is Fragma with Toka's Miracle. And I always got to say this because you're going to get this guaranteed, but that's me. You probably don't know at all. This was a song that Gary Ray would jam in his car. It was club, non-stop when you drove with Gary Ray.
I was gonna add in there when I did ARL earlier. BKC sent in a request and it was the Sonique, and then I was like, is it pronounced like Monique?
Yeah.
Because the way it's spelled, it's just funny. So I was like, I was probably chopping it up at first, but I don't even know. I didn't even remember what I said now, but
yeah, no worries. But I love this song. I think it just grooves. This is also a really, really good song to work out. It has just the right pace.
I don't know what workout is.
If you're on the elliptical, tell your phone to play Toka's Miracle, and you'll burn some calories.
you guys remember that scene from White Chicks when he's got the glow sticks and cutting up.
Yeah, Satisfaction was that song by Benny Benassi. Love that. I should play that, a little bit of that song on one of the shows. That song, whatever. But I also have to say with this, way back in the day when we used to watch American Idol, when it used to be good, and then Simon was on there, but do you remember there was a woman, her name was Crystal Bowersocks. Do you remember her?
Talk about her.
Yes, and she would always, because she would use a mic stand, and then she would do that thing where she wrapped like a scarf around it and stuff, like, you know, Stevie Nicks does that. Sometimes Carly Simon does that. You know, it kind of makes it their own little stage. But one time, one of the challenges was they had to do an acoustic version of some, you know, they always did cover songs, you know, but I said, if she would have did this, because in an acoustic version, because she played the guitar, if she just sang this, and it was still, you know, kind of newer, I think she would have done really, really well with it, because it fit her voice very well. So, of course, now we're getting into some Lainey Wilson, Wildflowers and Wild Horses. This is a throwback to Sharon's last The Big Hour. You threw this song out there, and I really liked it.
Like
since
it?
then. Yeah, because I say it all the time. I hear Dolly. You know, she's got her own voice. Don't get me wrong, but I hear Dolly. Okay, so guys, we did our National Day. We're gonna go out with the deep cut. It's after this. So, any other topics for 2025? Or shout outs or things you want to mention or observances that you made, stories from Christmas?
On Facebook I posted that no matter what it is and no matter what you did, you made it. You made it through 2024, and whether times were tough or you had just the best year ever, you still made it, and just continue to, you know, inspire or get inspired and just make it through this next year, and hopefully that it's better for everybody. So that's a shout out to just like everybody. And
there's a lot of good stuff out there, because along that line, and I don't want to cut you off, but recently down at Whirling Thunder Wellness in December, they had the event Kiki Jide, and that was, of course, Cassie and the staff and whatever else, the Winnebago Health Department. They gave out some wonderfully designed sweatshirts.
Oh yeah.
And I even regifted one of those, and I mean, they were beautiful.
Yeah.
I really thought they were, but that program is there. It is there for you, and they're going to be continuing to ramp up their services to the membership, and so look for that. I believe it's on the Winnebago Comprehensive Healthcare System's social media. It is called Kiki Jire, Kikijira.
Okay, so in English you translate it.
I want to say it's
help one another,
Yeah.
or something like that. So I'm not the so to help one be there for one, something like that. So I'm probably butchering it, but whatever. But you can look for that if you need some kind of help or whatever, and because that's what it's about, mental health awareness and all that kind of good stuff. So go to that, because that event was really good, and they held a nice meal, and we covered that for the Winnebago Indy News as well as social media for the tribe, etc. But that's there. So good words for 2024. Anything, Destiny?
I just want to send a shout out to our staff up here and all our DJs, DJ REZ RIDE, MC BKC, DJ Guaranteed. Who else do we have? DJ Mac Attack. We have D-Lo in the stew, Coach Q, MC Ash, B-Love, let's see here. MC Delight. And then we also have some of our commentary, our camera operators, just everybody that has a helping hand. Big shout out to our WIN office manager / circulation, Tyler Snake, our webmaster, Christina Parker, our multimedia coordinator, Kevin Ebert, and then also big shout out to the Winnebago tribe. everybody got to have a really awesome holiday break.
Yes.
And so I know a lot of families that were able to just take time and spend time with each other, whether it was getting rested up or catching up on things or whatever it was.
Yep.
They got to take time off. And so shout out to everybody that made that possible. And so we're all just ready to start a new year. And I really felt whenever you said that about like, it just felt different.
Mm-hmm.
And so I just want to keep that mindset for this year and just kind of stay focused, stay locked in.
Yep, very good stuff. So this is our deep cut and the last song that we're going to play today. So thank you guys for joining us here on the REZ Ride on KWTN 100.9 FM. I want to go out by mentioning a couple things. The first one is don't forget about the celestial alignment that is currently in progress, and it will be visible over the next several days, if not a couple weeks. You look into the western sky after dusk, right after dusk, and you will begin to see the planets aligning.
Yes.
Sharon, do you know all of them? Because there will be Venus, of course, Mars.
Venus, Mars.
Mercury.
Yeah, I think there's 6 of them.
Saturn.
Yeah.
Jupiter.
So, but basically they're going to line up and you'll see them because it'll be kind of an odd thing, you know, because they're usually not in a row or not in a line. So, and they are closest to be seen, of course, right after dusk when the sun goes down and the stars begin to come out and you can start to see them. Usually Mercury disappears relatively quickly because it, you know, it's so close to the horizon. But if you can see all of them, maybe, hopefully we'll try to capture some
Which
pictures.
one did I say you could see their rings?
Uranus.
Uranus. Yeah. There's pictures that
Yes. There's pictures of Uranus.
Uranus that have been taken already, and you could see the rings, and it's like awesome.
I love that you made mention of this. My little guy, he just loves looking at stars.
Yeah.
I got him a telescope
Did
for
you?
Christmas.
It's good.
We haven't busted it out yet, so
Got to get it ready.
Gotta get it out, and
Yes.
so you could see the planets lining up in Uranus.
Yes. I mean,
it's rings.
it's pretty rare that you can usually see it, you know, when it's in
Yeah.
transit and stuff like that. But when they're together like this, that's kind of the uniqueness of it. and stuff like
yeah.
that. So
Yeah, it's supposed to be 3 right now, but as it
as they move and transition.
as it progresses, So
Yep, and so don't forget about the celestial transition, which happening right now. Also, don't forget about your 4-legged animals in the cold. I always got to say this. I hate it when I see people leaving their pets outside. If you're cold, they're cold. Take them in. And then also don't forget their water freezes. So they don't even have water to drink because it's frozen. So make sure you're taking care of your pets when you're out there, guys. And then the last thing that I'm going to mention is shout out to everybody that had a hand in making the holidays as well as they were for everybody. Don't think that you have to go overboard, even though we joke about it on Love Line and etc. It's about the thought and spending time with people, and that was probably the best part of the holidays. So thank you guys for joining us here on the REZ Ride. Our deep cut is D'Angelo, amazing star from the turn of the century, with his remake of Smokey Robinson's Cruisin'. So we're going to go out with that, and we'll see you guys next time. KWTN 100.9 FM.
peace.
Let's glide. Let's go and go inside. And if you want it, you got it forever. I can just stay there inside you and love you, baby.
voice. KWTN 100.9 FM. Allen, Nebraska. The official radio station of the Win Up